My name is Fergus Urquhart. I'm the CEO of Obsidian Entertainment, and I'm here today to talk about Neverwinter Nights 2 at Atari's pre-E3 event. So Neverwinter Nights 2 is a sequel to Neverwinter Nights that came out in 2002, and at Obsidian we were asked by Atari to work on a sequel, and this is what we've done. So Neverwinter, the big focus for Neverwinter Nights 2 really is that Neverwinter is almost like 3 games in one. It's a great single-player game, it's a great multiplayer game, and it's also a game that it's built around being able to let people make their own modules. So what I'm going to show you first is just a little bit about the single-player game and kind of how it's it's D&D, what's D&D about it, and generating characters and things like that. So starting a new game, we put sort of a pretty expansive tutorial in the game this time. Not a boring tutorial, but really a tutorial that kind of teaches a lot about how to play Neverwinter Nights, and also sort of introduces everybody to really the intricacies of D&D in a way that it's kind of not over your head, and sort of you'll be able to play through this. How do I put it? You get to play through this sort of harvest festival in your hometown of West Harbor and kind of learn all about your town and yourself and also about the game system at the same time. So in the first thing, in most RPGs, you get to create a character, and in Neverwinter we're using all of the D&D races, so dwarves and elves and gnomes and so forth and so on. Plus, what we've also included is all of the sub-races. So when you choose your race, you're also able to choose sort of a sub-race. And each of the sub-races kind of adds a little bit more flavor to your character. Asmars and Tieflings are basically humans, but they sort of have otherworldly or demon blood in them. And they they have special abilities and things that they can do that regular humans can't. So once you pick your race, then you get to choose your class. Again, we've included all of the standard D&D classes, plus just a ton of prestige classes as well that you can get after doing certain things in the game and achieving a certain level. What we've also tried to do whenever possible is to make sure that, it's always great to kind of go in and play around with every single little aspect of your character, but sometimes you want to just also be able to, hey, I just want to get in the game. So pretty much on all of the character generation screens, we've added this recommended button that really lets people kind of go, okay, I just want to get in the game, so give me the thing that will make it not easiest, but just give me kind of a well-rounded character. I'll just choose a barbarian here, and then like in D&D, you get to choose your alignment, so I'm just going to kind of choose true neutral, guy kind of just down the middle of the road. We do use alignment a lot in the game, from a standpoint of kind of what quests you can get, what happens when you do solve quests certain ways, what companions will want to travel with you, not travel with you, and also it has a big impact on what happens with the stronghold, which is sort of a castle or fort that you get later on in the game. You're able to kind of add a lot of people to the fort, to the stronghold, that will be different dependent upon kind of your alignment and how you're playing the game. Pretty much a very standard sort of D&D system to generate your stats. Again, we kind of do the recommended, so you can just sort of move on. What we've also added is this background, that every character has a background, and what the background is kind of who you were before the game started, who your character was before the game started, and we kind of give little bonuses or little things about you, and they kind of and so when you go around in the first area of the game, people will kind of recognize that this is how you were. It kind of wears off as time goes on, because as you get into the game, you move farther and farther away from your hometown, and people won't know who you are. In this, you basically can go in and completely customize sort of the skills and everything that your character has, or you can go in and just say, I just want to be this kind of character. In this case, I'm just going to choose to be a brutish barbarian. Now, a big part of what we've added to Neverwinter 2 is we added a whole new graphics engine, so that people can really not only, so the graphics looks great, but also that you can really have a lot more control or personalization over your characters. So you have a bunch of heads that you can select different kinds of hair, and then on top of that, you can go in and choose, different kinds of skin color, you can choose different kinds of eye color, facial hair color, you can be a rock star and kind of do black hair with red highlights, kind of whatever you really want to do. And so because we really feel like people want to be able to have a good picture of the character that they want to play, and so want to give people all the ability to do that. One of the things we did leave in from the original Neverwinter Nights is this kind of random character system, which actually BioWare hired a linguistic expert to actually come in and be able to not just choose names from a random list, but actually build names. So you can, like, some people actually just sit here for hours coming up with kind of just, and so now I've created Dense Wicklesbane. So it's a great character name. And in here, so I'm actually going to choose Dense and start the game. So we're